I'm 17 years old and I'm recording this video in the third penthouse I bought in the past 12 months. And I'm not saying this to sell you a course or coaching. I don't even offer that. Try to find the link, I dare you. I'm saying this because all of it was possible with a career in sales. And if I could do it at 16 years old, I have to believe you can too. I'm Andres, and at 16 years old, I was a broke high school student making no money, no experience in sales. Fast forward a year, I was 17 years old, a dropout, and collecting $300,000 a month. So today I'm gonna show you exactly how to get started in sales with no experience. If we go back 10 months, it's right after I'd finished my first business, I'd failed, I'd crashed down, and I realized sales was my passion and what I was great at. So I decided to go on a journey to analyze what do the most successful people, billionaires in the world all have in common. And what I found is 80% of billionaires all started in the exact same job. And you probably already guessed it, it's sales. So after reaching out to a lot of people who are known to be the best people in the entire industry, I found one person, his name was Yash, and he decided to give me a chance on one condition, that I moved to Arizona within 2 weeks. Now at this point, I'd already asked my parents, like, guys, can I drop out? Can I leave high school? Like, can I move to a different place? I wanna live on my own. I wanna be independent. And they had explicitly told me no. So after making up my mind and deciding to do potentially the stupidest thing I've ever done, which actually turned out really, really well, I decided to buy a one-way ticket to Arizona, tell my parents I was gonna go visit for 3 days, and I didn't see them for 3 months later. Now, after going to this company and going to Arizona, because of my work ethic and incredible genius, within a matter of weeks, I was the #1 person in the entire company, collecting more than in my entire team combined in the biggest B2C sales training company in the world. Eventually, even ending up managing, training, and recruiting the entire sales team alongside my original mentor, Yash, getting them all the way to $3.5 million a month in straight revenue. Now, I'm not telling you drop out of high school and do all this crazy shit and move your entire life without telling anybody. What I am telling you is get a job, learn a skill set where you get paid based on your skill set and your results, not just based on time. The biggest mistake people make is they get a job like an engineer or like a doctor or whatever, where even if you make decent money, you're always capped on your income because you get paid per hour. Versus in sales or marketing or operations, you get paid based on your results, which means that there's no income cap. You can make an unlimited amount of money depending on how good you actually are. Now, why is that important? If you try getting a job as a 16, 17, 18-year-old, somebody very, very young, you're gonna be competing against these people with MBAs and educations in those industries who have credentials. The difference is in sales, no matter what age you start, you all start on the same playing field, meaning the person with the highest work ethic who learns the most will always win, no matter the age, no matter the experience or anything else. And not a lot of people even realize this, no matter who you are in life, you're always gonna be selling. The guy trying to ask out a girl, he's selling her on going on a date with him. The store clerk trying to sell you more products or bags or chips or whatever the fuck he's selling, he's trying to sell you. Everything is sales, so you might as well be good at it. Chapter 2, the mindset that will make you successful in sales and actually allow you to get a position. The reality about sales is it's mainly sold to you online as this dream to make a shit ton of money and be super successful and have all the free time and liberty in the entire world. That's not sales. Real sales is working 16 hours a day, 7 days a week for months on end to outwork everybody, because the 10% of top people make 90% of the income of the entire market. And so the most common question I get on that is, Andres, how do I develop work ethic? How do I build mental toughness? So going back a couple years to when I was even like 8, 10 years old, I honestly had a very good childhood. Like, I had loving parents, middle income family, I played sports, like it was very, very easy. And because of that, I didn't have a very strong mindset. Like, I never had to fight for food or fight for a place to live or have the uncertainty of like, what meal am I gonna eat tomorrow? So I never developed that mental toughness that builds in you. And that's the truth for most people. They don't have mental strength because they've never gone through anything hard in their entire life. So what I had to come to understand is that if you don't go through anything hard, you have to create the hard things for yourself. For me, it was moving with absolute uncertainty. It was being completely alone for months on end, feeling completely lonely and having to push through it. It was spending $55,000 my first year on coaching, consulting, mentoring, emptying my bank account constantly until I finally got up to the $50,000, $60,000 a month profit. So at the end of the video, I'm gonna go into exactly how I would build that mental strength, that mental toughness, the frameworks to actually succeed and push through in your life. But for now, let's go through how to get a sales position. Okay guys, so the first step is we have to figure out what offer is actually good to get on in the first place. And what we're looking for is a criteria of an offer that runs ads, because it means they're serious, they actually have consistent lead flow. Number 2, they actually get good results. And number 3, they have social proof online, which will make it easier to do the actual sales because you're not just talking to completely cold leads. So the first thing you can do that makes it extremely simple is you can just look up online. You can either look up for different online coaches or marketing agencies, or one good search I use is I look up school game winners. Because then I scrolled down and I found this video of how I won first place in Alex Hormozi's school games. So I click on it. Clearly he's legit if he won first place, and it means he's probably selling some kind of higher ticket offer as well on top of the low ticket. His name's Ron Medlin. So then I just look up Ron Medlin online coach reviews. Very, very simple. And scrolling through, I can see he has social proof. He has a lot of videos online. He has decent reviews, 4.2 stars out of 10. So that means he actually has some pretty good service delivery. And I don't really see anything negative about it. So this means he meets those 2 criteria. Now the third criteria is he running ads? Because if he's running ads, then I know he has consistent lead flow, which is a really, really good sign for a sales rep. So all I have to do, I have to look up ad library meta. Wow, I'm terrible at spelling. It's okay, I'm good at making money at least. And all I have to do is look up Ron Medlin. Now that I look him up, I see, great, he's running ads. He's actually running quite a few, and it seems to be doing pretty well. Another thing to look for is some of these ads have been launched all the way since like April, and they've been running for a long time, which tells you they're actually performing and getting results. If not, he would stop the ads. So this shows us it meets all 3 criteria. Number 1, he's running ads, so they have consistent lead flow. Number 2, he has social proof online and an audience, which means the leads will be a lot more nurtured, a lot more warm, so it's easier to close them as a sales rep. And number 3, he actually has good reviews online, so he's not scamming people, right? Which is always a good sign. So taking you back a couple months of my journey, I found the company I wanted to work for and the person I wanted to work for, which was Matt Ryder at the time. And this is before I'd actually become great at sales and train teams and everything else. And so I went to the second step. The second step is once you find a company, you have to type in as many emails as you could possibly guess of different people. You have to research online, find different emails. You have to guess support at xyzgmail.com or whatever it is, right? You have to go for info at xyzgmail.com, recruitment at xyzgmail.com. You have to do all of the different emails you can possibly find, and you have to send an email introducing yourself and talking more about yourself and why you're motivated, why you're driven, why you're gonna crush it. In this point, if you have experience, that's even better because obviously you can put it into the email, but if you don't, you have to sell them on you as a person. Why are you more driven? What are you willing to do that other people aren't willing to do? For example, in this email, and I'm not gonna show the entire email because then every business owner is gonna start getting blown up with a copy and paste email of this, right? But the general idea is, and it didn't even get sent because this email didn't exist. But the whole point is I was just sending so many at such a large scale that eventually something was gonna land and I was gonna get a response, which I did. For me, one unique point I used is I said somebody to call dead leads /SDR position. If you try going in directly as a closer, getting paid 15, 20% commission, but you have no experience, they don't know who the hell you are, and you have no track record, obviously they're gonna say no. But if you go in, you're like, hey guys, I'm not good right now, but I have the right mindset and I'm gonna be great, and I want something where I can get a lot of reps, get a lot of practice in, perform, show you that I can perform, and then get moved up into those positions, now you actually have a chance. And eventually, as you can see in this email below, I actually ended up getting accepted. Funny enough, it's not the offer I ended up going on because I did this to a ton of different offers and businesses and companies and got accepted into a lot of them. So I decided to go with my original mentor, Yash. But this is exactly how you do it, and it's exactly how I got a sales position myself. Just on a side note, it helps to present yourself very, very well and give them an idea of what you actually look like. So what I did in all those emails is I recorded a Loom video, and in the video is breaking down, introducing myself. I had a good haircut, I was clean shaven, good background, clear camera, everything that I could possibly do, even though I didn't have all this fancy equipment, to show them that I actually cared, which already beats 99% of people. Now, the last step is once you have a good offer, you need to know what the hell do I say on the calls. Now, the most important part regarding that is you need to have a clear structure, a clear process framework that you can follow repeatedly on every single call, because if you have one process that you always follow, you're gonna build a foundation. It's gonna get better and better and better. If you're constantly switching processes or just guessing or going off the top of your head, you don't have a clear structure, so there's no foundation to build on. You're just changing it every single time. Now, like I said earlier, my first year in sales and business, I spent over $55,000 on coaching, consulting, mentoring for my own skill set. And I started to realize, I was like, the biggest barrier to young, hungry individuals actually getting into sales or business, living the life they wanna live and succeeding is the payment barrier. So now I'm on a mission to make real sales and business education available to the youth for free. So in the description below, I'm gonna put a link to a group where I'm gonna have an entire course breaking down sales, how to get a position, how to succeed, the framework, the structure of the conversations, objection handling, identity framing, all of it, completely for free. I'm gonna have group calls in there with me and Yash, my original mentors, every single week, completely for free. And I'm even gonna have job opportunities of companies that I'm partnered with that you can get into tomorrow, again, completely for free. So click the link below and become part of the movement.